Temitayo, you are evicted. Joseph, you are evicted. And so is UK.
And now, the next Titans contenders so far. Your top 10.
You are welcome to another exciting episode of Nigeria's foremost entrepreneurial reality talent show. This is the Next Titan Season 4. I'm your adorable host, Tomike Alayande. And you know, the competition for 5 million naira and a brand new car keeps getting tougher. Okay, so usually on the show, we start with checking out how the winning team from the previous task celebrated their victory, but unfortunately, there was no winning team. And that is not to say that failure is an entirely bad thing. I mean, to think that Thomas Edison made 1,000 unsuccessful attempts at inventing the light bulbs. I mean, check out how many light bulbs we have out there today. And you know, Henry Ford once said that failure provides you the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. This week on the show, we get to watch as the contestants take on the new week more intelligently, and that will be right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Next Titan Season 4, Big Thinking for Big Impact. Proudly brought to you by Heritage Bank in association with Sithok School, official supporting sponsors.
You are welcome back. It's still the Next Titan Season 4. Time now for the contestants to, receive their task for the week. I came down to the house to deliver the task, and this week's task, tip of the iceberg, it had to do with connecting benefactors to their beneficiaries. And let's see how this is going to go, because as an entrepreneur, one important key is you need to learn how to give back to society. It's all about giving. Let's check this out.
Given that the last week's tax produced no winner, this week, the show host Tomike delivers the task to the contestants with the hope that they will do better.
Just before I give you the task for the new week, it will be time to group you. You have to be grouped. So first off, let's do the grouping. So my probation guys over here, the squad, please stand. Okay, so the squad, probation squad, we have 4 pieces of paper on the table. You're going to pick one after the other. So I guess I start with you. A comes before even the car.
Of course, Adenike goes first because her name begins with the letter A. This process is done till 2 groups of 5 persons are formed.
Are you ready for the task now?
Yeah.
And it's tagged beneficiary meets benefactor. Okay, so you're welcome to the new week with new challenges and opportunities. A round of applause, yay! So this week, your task/challenge is to discover those that need help and also to link them up with their helpers. So the two groups are to go out around Lagos and scout for talents or needy entrepreneurs in different fields such as fashion, music, comedy, DJs, makeup artists, or any other field or sector, and then connect these people with benefactors who are willing to help them, whether in the areas of mentorship, finance, networking, or any other area of support. Okay, so the contestants are to scout for such talents and entrepreneurs and introduce them to the benefactors who are already very successful in the same fields of the talents young entrepreneurs they've scouted for. You guys are expected to come up with different ideas to locate and identify needy young people in the city of Lagos. We believe that you contestants also have a lot to learn from this task as entrepreneurs. Okay, so note that contestants must get written or documented evidence stating exactly what the benefactor has done within the period of the task or what the benefactor has promised to do for their beneficiaries. The duration of this task is 72 hours, and you have 72 hours to execute the task aside the best of luck, Carrie Bukar, lead judge. Why so sad? I mean, you should want to help people as entrepreneurs, right? Your sure doesn't even sound confident enough. Well, I'll leave you copies of your task so you can battle for it and help people.
Now, after the task has been delivered, the groups split up to confer on the needed structuring of their individual groups.
The Next Titan Season 4, Big Thinking for Big Impact, proudly brought to you by Heritage Bank in association with Sithok School, official supporting sponsors.
In the first group, the mantle of leadership falls on Desmond once again, as there was a general reluctance by the teammates towards assuming their responsibility. As a matter of fact, one might say there was a general reluctance by the team members towards running with this week's task. Or perhaps Desmond just seems to inspire followership from them all.
Good evening, guys. Boss.
In the second group, the mantle of leadership fell on Iruka after a brief deliberation.
Please, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, please. Make way. Thank you. Thank you.
The first group, led by Desmond, moves to define the nature and the brand identity.
Are we like a foundation, or are we like a company, or
They arrive at the name The Bridge Foundation.
So the bridge agency, right?
the bridge agency?
How are we going with it?
The second group throws out suggestions on a fitting name for their group. The name Red Link suited their judgment, and so the group was named Red Link.
Red is more like sign of activation of something.
Red. So that's the only color that stands out for activation?
Not exactly, but it's one I feel. Red link. There can be green link, but there has been green pot
Okay.
in the course of the time. So,
But I'm good with red.
Which is correct. So red link
Red
and
link.
red. So let's just go up and strategize and sort it out.
brainstorm, right?
Yes, brainstorm and
So
hit
let's
the
go-
heads
let's
and
go
every knock out
brainstorm.
and bring out all your creativities and all that. So red link.
Doesn't
Let's
count.
go.
Pay a visit to Afro Media, a 60-year advert and promotion agency that specializes in the service of billboards, digital and otherwise.
Afromedia is well over 60 years old. Many cable networks have used billboards to drive viewership. So my suggestion very quickly to you that as you grow up in your business enterprise and people begin to bring to you media plan, you need to begin to query the need to have outdoor as not the reminder medium as it used to be, because that's one medium that you will not close your eyes to see. This would still be agreeable by people who believe that no, you speak on TV. But the question is, how many slots do I need to have on how many TV stations to reach as much people that I would like to reach? But perhaps if I have more slots on digital or on billboards across the place, I'll be able to reach an adequate number of people. So the strategy around reaching the mass audience needs to begin to be looked at very closely in. So when these things begin to come to you as your business grows, good questions to ask people who bring the media plans to you. Again, you're welcome to Afromedia.
Thank you so much.
My name is Iruka Madvalum and I'm the team lead for Red Links.
My name is Ogundora Denike and the name of my team is the Bridge Foundation. On the first day, we practically went around sourcing for benefactors because we felt it wise to actually seek our benefactors in some fields first before seeking the beneficiaries.
Because we have to be able to identify the benefactors before we can link the beneficiaries to the benefactors.
Now, finding the benefactors in a massive Lagos city requires a lot of movement. One of the benefactors reached out to by the group Red Slick was Africa's finest DJ, DJ Jimmy Jad.
We intend to bring some DJs, but we just don't want to bring DJs. We want to bring female DJs because that aspect of DJ has actually been segmented, so we felt that would be like a more creative way to approach it.
On the other side, the Bridge Foundation met with one of their benefactors, a Mr. Tosa Jemide, manager of Top Cross Bakery, who was also very welcoming and cooperative with the group.
Fair enough. You're going to pay somewhere along the line.
I mean, I'm always quick to, support things like this, especially when.
Oh my goodness! Thank you very much.
It's about young people. It's about developing, talent. Especially female.
The Next Titan Season 4, Big Thinking for Big Impact. Proudly brought to you by Heritage Bank in association with Sithok School, official supporting sponsors.
Day 2, we decided to identify to our beneficiaries, and the ways we could identify with those beneficiaries, we came up with online adverts whereby we sent out online adverts to various entrepreneurial stroke beneficiaries. In terms of, we sent out all flyers. We also went to Yaba Tech to scout out for beneficiaries whereby we could help to connect them to those beneficiaries, and we had enough. At the end of the day, we came up with 22 beneficiaries.
I love the fact that I even do this with my spare time, just just teaching. It's something I love doing, so I am more than willing to do this. I'm a believer of paying it forward,
The Bridge Foundation also followed this approach of going out to find the beneficiaries one-on-one.
Day 2, we went ahead we had 2 sessions, one at Magodo and another one at Ikotun, and it was on fashion and acting. Then on day 3, we had 3 sessions with Mr. Tosan, Mrs. Udoka, and the foundation, Mama Dawi Second Chance Foundation in Abuja, sent him some clippers for some barbers that we located through the community aid.
You stay with your parents, you're not married, you don't have that level of responsibility to worry about. You are at the phase of your life where, if you ask me, you can take the most risk, and you are not burdened with family ties where you are worrying about children, who will look after the children, and so if that's what you want to do, I think it would be advisable to talk to your parents, at least get some sort of, because family support is important.
We had to connect these beneficiaries to the benefactors. So we had split the teams into, whereby one team went ahead to other appointments on the mainland and the rest on the island to meet our benefactors.
Most time when people come to me for like to counsel them or advice or maybe trying to set up a fashion house, I usually ask, are you gifted? It's beyond just say I want to be a fashion designer. You must be gifted, you must have the talent, you must have the passion, you must have the drive, you must have the discipline. Not only as a designer, you can be artist, anything, but make all the small things.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
I prefer when some persons are cooking, but others want to serve you until I don't know what time.
My best housemate so far, she's been evicted though. That's Priska. Why? Because we kind of have this connect in the kitchen. Most times we were cooking together, and she just understands how to just make food, and she's a very hardworking.
Priska, yes. I really miss her wonderful fried rice and the rest of it. And she was one person who was committed to making sure I had enough to eat.
And the most annoying of all is Kennedy. Kennedy, it's really annoying because he feels he knows too much.
I don't really fancy Iruka's attitude for 1 minute.
And that the fact that he's a lecturer, that he's quite knowledgeable, and nobody can question him or probably do one or two things that acts against his favor.
Iruka is one person that will say, would you like to go on a trip to America with Iruka, or do you just rather stay in VI with your phone and internet? Because I see this more than just a competition of winning 5 million naira and getting a Ford Ranger. It's an avenue where you network, where you get to lay off some things, some characters, some things. Most of us are self-centered. Most of us, we are introverts. And then when you find yourself in such places, try to break out of your box. Try to learn new things. And I'm hoping that before she leaves this house, she will get to acquire some new traits and let go of some bad ones.
Now the contestants are getting ready to present their task to the judges, but just before that, it is time for the not so exciting part of the show. That is time for eviction. Tolu, Sam, Nicholas, and Kennedy get to face the judges, and we'll find out shortly we will be saying goodbye to the Next Titan Season 4.
Now, the day of reckoning with the boardroom is here. Tolu, Sam, Kennedy, and Nicholas, the 4 probees, obey the rules of engagement as they pack their bags and set out on their way to the boardroom. They have made it this far in the house, but today, 2 of the 4 will either be wearing a smile of gratitude or bearing a heavy heart of sadness. For the boardroom shows no sentiments or bias. Before the judges resume their duties of the boardroom, the show host Tommy K catches up with them and converses about their high and low points of the show so far.
Talking about today's boardroom session, what are your expectations? Mrs. Lilia.
So I know, it's interesting how you have a mix of tasks every week to see the different ways that they meet in different scenarios. And today is interesting. It's not about sales. It's not about a few things. I'm looking forward to seeing how they think, how the strategy behind what they thought through of how to get the people together, the kinds of people, what they think or how they measure impact for these sort of social causes.
I was pretty disappointed with the last task last week. And so I'm coming with the hope that I'm going to be really lifted up.
I hope so.
And I believe it would be. This is another difficult task to judge.
Yes.
But this time around, we'll be looking at how they're thinking. What have they been able to do over and beyond what was asked of them? And I'm hoping that I'll be able to hear that today.
Every time I get to speak with you, my heart is literally skipping for the contestants. I hope they get to impress you. But how about they should? I hope they will, Mr. Carey.
I like the task to a certain extent, in that for someone who is always driving themselves to succeed, it's more self, right? But to really succeed as a leader, you have to sacrifice and make connections. And I believe that is, in essence, what this task is all about. Try to reach out, help others. By helping others, you also become successful when they succeed. Therefore, I think we will see how the two sides are going to fare today.
This week, Kiyari Buga, Tonye Cole, and Lillian are at the helms of affair for the boardroom.
Well, one of you is going to be saved by the viewers who have voted, and another person will also be saved by the panel of judges. Now, that means that two individuals will be evicted today. Before we go there, I would give you guys one more opportunity to state your case so that why you should be saved. And what I want to hear is your business idea and what you would do with the 5 million naira and the Ford car that you would win.
All right, my business idea is herbs and spices cultivation. I aim to be the largest cultivator of herbs and spices and market them in Nigeria. If I win the 5 million naira, I'll go into three things. I'll use it for three things. For processing and packaging, because I aim to start processing herbs and spices and packaging. Then for registrations, for exportation, with some companies like Nigerian Quarantine brand. And then also to go into healthy genetic modification of this plant. So I'll be cutting down on pesticide, insecticides, I'll be attacking them. And also to have them grow on time. The Ford Ranger will be basically to up the prestige of the company. There's a thing about packaging and branding in Nigeria. And this is what will help me because I aim to connect with Nestle, with PZ and Cousins and the rest of them. So I can be the #1 supplier of the herbs and spices they use. And not just that, for other toothpaste companies who most times where they don't have enough herbs like peppermint, basil and the rest, they make use of chemicals and just draw the leaf brand on their products. So these are what I aim to do. Thank you.
What I do basically is to recycle waste tires and plastics in Nigeria. Then for the 5 million, presently we are producing boys locally. Some of the machines I made them myself. So in order to meet up the capacity of our production, we need machines. So with the 5 million, I'll get some machines fabricated like the extrusion machine, the tire crusher and all that. Then for the car, because there are contracts we need to bid. With such cars, we go out to meet the right people that we need to get contracts from. Thank you.
I produce alternative to single-use plastic for everyday use. What I'll do with 5 million naira is simple. I'll get a small factory and then buy machines. We need to mass produce these bags, sell them all over the country. With the car, we use it for ease of access and mobility. We're able to reach out to our clients in several places and all that. There's something people don't understand. Paper and deforestation. Cutting trees is very bad because it aids deforestation. Now, with banana stem and plantain stem, you can make paper which is more durable. Even make sanitary pads with them. People don't know this. And this is something that we are also looking into doing as well at G2 Bags. Thank you very much.
My dream is to build Africa's largest fashion retail brand. The 5 million would help me expand my production process. In the 3.5 million, I would use to get a larger space and more machineries, and the 1.5 million would be my running cost for about 2 months, which will set my business on the path of solving a major problem in Nigeria, which is unemployment. In another 2 years, my business will be able to employ 1,000 people. And the easier part is this: I don't need tailors who are able to sew a complete outfit. I just need people who are able to sew on a straight line. And it is easy to train people to sew on a straight line in 2 weeks. And in another 1 month, I can train about 500 to 1,000 people to be able to do that and produce in large mass for my brand and for other brands to export out of Africa and to the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
But whatever it is, I know I'm coming out victorious.
I expect to remain in the academy after today.
I'm very optimistic that I'll make it out of probation.
Okay, my expectation is that after the evaluation by the judges, that I'll stay behind.
The Next Titan Season 4, Big Thinking for Big Impact. Proudly brought to you by Heritage Bank in association with Sithok School, official supporting sponsors.
Tolu, you are evicted. Sam, you're saved. For those of you that are leaving us, do you have any last words? Nicholas?
Yes, sir.
Go first.
There's a promise and assurance I've made to viewers and Nigerians, which is because one of the largest problems we face in Nigeria today is pollution, which has to do with plastics. When they are burnt, they release dioxins, which are carcinogenic. So I've made that promise that every tire in Nigeria will be taken out of the street and converted into interlocks that we can use to pave roads in Nigeria. And also to reach out to the less privileged in terms of low-cost building, because we use them for low-cost building too. So it's a promise that I've made, and by God's grace, in a few years from now, that dream will come true.
Tolu?
Well, I would say that I'll never let go. My vision is to build the world's largest, the world largest fashion retail brand. And although it might seem big, I'm already on that path, and I'll get there. I look forward to coming back on this show as a judge. Thank you.
Good luck.
Both Tolu and Nicholas leave the boardroom and say goodbye to their one-time contestants. This is where their journey stops for the next Titan.
Wow, that was such a tough decision, and it's so sad that we had to say goodbye to Tolu and Nicholas. I mean, they are great guys, and I remember Tolu used to be the life of the house, and Nicholas used to, just be calm in his own zone, and we wish you all the very best. Remember, it is not the end of the world. It's time now to find out how the contestants will go in today's boardroom session. Time for them to present their task to the judges. Stay tuned.
You may sit.
Thank you, sir.
The task for this week is connecting beneficiaries with benefactors. So I'm going to give Red Link the opportunity to make your presentation. You have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Red Link is given the privilege of making their presentation first. A well-coordinated Chiamaka leads the scene, opening her presentation with the mission statement of her group.
So our mission statement is we target young people across Lagos and across the country and link them to key players in their own fields to help mentor them and coach them in whatever it is they do.
My name is Sunduka Ubadi, an ex-international. I'm a coach and at the same time a football educator.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes, I used to be the national team under 17 assistant coach.
Wow, that's
and with the under 20 as well.
Okay.
I pledge to support Red Link's beneficiaries.
Thank you so much.
As a mentor, I pledge to support Red Link beneficiaries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us, sir.
You're welcome.
Very fine, sir. Thank you. And we are really happy that you agreed to take the beneficiaries.
And you're welcome beyond today. You can always put a call on me anytime. It's not something, mentorship is not something we do in a few hours of a day. You understand that the company props up as issues, shows up, and you need ideas. So you can always reach out to me anytime. I pledge to support the Red Link beneficiary.
Thank you so much.
My name is Hassan Anifoshe. I'm architect and co-founder at Chrono Studios. We do 3D visualizations. We're architects, we're 3D visualizers, we're interior designers, we're programmers. I pledge to support Red Link beneficiaries and in any capacity and every capacity I've got. I wish them all the best.
Thank you very much.
Followed by the Bridge Foundation, whose presentation was introduced by Desmond, the group leader.
Thank you. So
Desmond seems to be a leader who understands the power of delegation, as he allows Adenike to deliver the full brief. A very compelling presentation indeed.
For the execution, I'll go straight to that. On the day 2, we had 2 sessions at Magodo and Ikotu, and these 2 sessions were on acting and fashion, organized by each of the benefactors. We had 3 beneficiaries for the acting, and then we had 20 for the fashion, and they made commitment to this beneficiary. So for this day, we have a total of 23 beneficiaries.
Nothing. On behalf of my colleagues, we want to appreciate Trinity for the time given to us and the information to enlighten us more on this fashion scheme. We say, higher, higher Trinity in the name of Jesus. I'm going to be asking you what your expectations are because we're doing a master class or a mentoring class, so to speak. And from your
I will give you a chance to critique what they have done.
How effective is it going to be for one benefactor, having 75 beneficiaries under one benefactor?
I would like you to know that Mr. Tosin Jemide is the cake maestro, and it's not just a company. He owns Top Cross Bakery, he owns Cakes by Tosin, Celebrations by Tosin, and Cupcakes by Tosin. So if you're talking about the interns now, he can easily spread them out under his companies to intern.
So you went to Covenant University and got so many entrepreneurs. Ask question, did you go there, yes or no? Did you go to Covenant University to get to carry out business tasks, yes or no? No, okay, good. That's where I'm going. So you went to teach them about entrepreneurship, and when it was time for you to connect them with benefactors, you couldn't even think about them.
Sorry, I don't have a question.
Like, so is that what you do? Like, you have their contacts?
Okay, you went
because last time you said, listen to me, last time you said you did follow up.
Okay.
So now it's time for you to link beneficiaries with benefactors. And those that you met, you had over 1,130.
Can I answer your question?
Sorry, please do.
Why we did not consider them was because our the audience profile we had for that event were 100 and 300 level students. Yes, they have the entrepreneurial spirit, but they were currently in school. So as in, we looked out more for people already in the field that have already started the business and are at level 1 and want to take it up.
Can we switch now?
All right. Thank you, sir. I had an issue with your video and the whole presentation. All I saw were you just showed us a stadium where people were playing. How are we not sure that you just walked in there and you just met these people and you just talked to him? Because even when you interviewed the coach, all he said was, I support you guys. He did not categorically state what he's pledging to support categorically, both on video, and we don't even have the paper evidence to prove that. And none of the sport beneficiaries in quote were also interviewed, and that also happened for the architect, where he just came and just introduced himself. No beneficiaries were seen, nothing was said, and all he said was, I support. Support in what sense?
Okay, first and foremost, like my colleague said, okay? Pledge. Do you know the meaning of pledging, please? Do you know the meaning of pledging? I believe you're all in it here, so please do what you're doing. Number 4, you do not walk into National Stadium anyhow. Do you understand? You have to get an access, you have to get an authorization to get into National Stadium. And when we did that, it was with the permission and the appointment we had with a coach, right? And this coach certainly gave us a time, an appointment where we actually carried our beneficiaries to him. And he heard of him. If you ask him for proof, here are the proofs. No.
The beneficiaries were in the video first. And then secondly, we visited the National Stadium twice. We were there on Wednesday where we went to go and scout before we even had to take permission, because that was when we realized you don't walk in there anyhow.
Can we move on? It's time for my fellow judges to make an assessment on ideas, strategies, and presentation?
I thought that you both had too many benefactors. I don't know if there was a number of people. I don't know if you thought it was by number of benefactors was a plus. But I would have thought in the short period of time you were given, it would have made more sense to have focused on a few solid names, notable brands, and focused on them, even if there were 3 or 2, than to have 6 and 5 or 7 or I don't know what you had, so many names. I don't know how effective you thought that would have been. I thought that Red Link had too many pledges from the reports, and it was clear from the videos. More so, I saw 4 people standing in front of Moody, having a session. What does that mean? Standing. What could that have been? Your football match, rightly, it was very clear that there wasn't anything in that. Even though we could have done more, I was obviously inclined to see what we had done with Tosan and even with the lady in the fashion school, where you saw actual impact being given. And you used that, and I like that. But you went beyond that, and you also went to the associations, and you had impact on a lower scale for people who are not online, and there was raw impact. And so I did like that about the strategy. But overall, you know, as I said, I think there was so much more that we could have done with this task that wasn't done, unfortunately. That's my view. But I'll leave it there.
You know, I've built a business on relationships, and there's nothing more powerful than the understanding how relationships work. There's nobody that you want to meet in this world that you cannot meet within 6 people. So there's something called 6 degrees of separation, which means that the opportunity that you are bringing for these people to stand before somebody that should change their life, they should be prepared to know that when they stand in front of this person, whatever they say at that point can change their life completely. The unfortunate thing that I saw in this is that it's from more coming from the benefactor to the beneficiary. In other words, he's speaking to them rather than they coming up, understanding that the opportunity is not for the benefactor who is mentoring and doing a session, but for the beneficiaries who may never ever again have an opportunity like this. And I thought it was a big loss. I pledge, I agreed to support, I agreed to mentor, I signed documents and all of that. It's neither here nor there. What I would have loved to see from this opportunity was somebody whose life was totally changed because the benefactor said, I saw you said something, or you did something, or there's something that you brought onto the table which I was not expecting, that shocked me so much that I'm going to take you on. I was disappointed that such an opportunity to link, because that's what this is, was missed. And that is my disappointment.
I think what I would suggest now is for you guys to give us a chance so that we would determine who is the winning team for this week.
Can I just make
one
quick point? There was a point Shola made about Covenant University and going back to people that you had already started with. You thought it was a no question. It was actually a very good question. And it was a very good point. So I just wanted it to sink in that it was actually a very, very good question. And if you miss the point, don't miss it moving forward. But that's all. That's advice. Yes.
Outside, each member of the groups pray. The group step out of the room to allow the judges do what they have been doing all their lives as successful entrepreneurs, making the effective and efficient business call.
Change your point after you let it go.
So this looks like a slam dunk. Huh? Welcome back again. We've deliberated and we feel that Bridge is the winning team. And for the winning team, you will also have a special treat on Saturday as your reward for your efforts. You may leave the boardroom. Since there are only 4 of you remaining, all 4 are up for eviction. And I want you to give us reason why you should remain in the Next Titan Academy.
I believe I should remain in the Next Titan Academy because for this task I gave you my A game. In as much as I don't know Lagos so much, but then I did all the communications, probably because it's my field, but then I gave it my best shot.
Unfortunately, I'm on probation. So dear viewers at home, loved ones and friends, your baby girl is on probation again, and you have to keep me in the Next Titan house. To keep me in the house, please text Titan space Chiamaka to 33352.
I still want to remain at the academy. I still believe this platform it's wide enough for me because it's going to help me grow in terms of my business and in terms of my person. I want to tell everybody or the whole world out there that there is so much I can give. There is so much in me that I have to bring out. There is so much in me I have to showcase.
I'm Iroka, your security personnel, and I'm up for probation. Please vote for me and make sure you keep me in the academy by texting Titan space Iruka to 33352.
I would like to remain in this academy because from the first task till now, I've always put in my best and my mark is always on every report and every video I put out there. But I feel I deserve to be in the Next Titan till the very end.
So viewers at home, please, I need you to save me from probation because this means a lot to me, and ever since I've been on the Next Titan, my life has been changing. So I need you to keep doing what you've been doing because don't forget you are the heroes of my story. So please send Titan space Shola to 33352.
I believe I want to remain in the Next Titan because right from the first task, I've always put in my very best. I've always been a great team player. I think it's still too early for me to leave the Next Titan. I have a whole lot to learn from judges that have gone across the world and have experienced things in business. So I believe I still have a whole lot to learn from the Next Titan.
At this point now, I need your votes. I'm currently on probation. But first of all, I thank you so much for getting me out of probation with your votes. They were mad. Thank you very much. But at this point, I really, really need your probation. I promise you, if I get out of this one, I'm not getting in again. All you have to do is text Titan space Kennedy to 33352.
Great. So you will get the final judgment next boardroom session next week. And with that, I say good luck.
Thank you very much.
And that's it from today's boardroom session. Congratulations to the Bridge Foundation. You guys made me proud in the boardroom. And of course, talking about the Red Links, it wasn't so easy for your team this time around, but remember, you have to pick yourself up and do better next time. Talking about Kennedy, Iruka, Shola, and Chiamaka, you're on probation. You know that you have to sit up and up your game, like I always say. I wish you all the best. Now, to you viewer out there, I hope you're doing your part by voting for your favorite contestant. Remember to vote, text Titan, space the name of your favorite contestant to 33352. That is Titan, space the name of your favorite contestant to 33352. Keep voting because they all need your votes. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Our various handles are scrolling across your screen right about now. It is time for me to say goodbye. I will see you some other time on the Next Titan Season 4.